it took, guys, 12 straight losses, for the Buffalo Sabres to finally pull the trigger with Ralph Krueger. You get the sense, 12 losses in a row, you get the sense that they really didn't want to make this change until the end of the season, because now they got to pay someone else. And I honestly think that's what it comes down to. It's interesting. You'll see members of the media who will say everybody loves Ralph Krueger. I think Eric Engels even tweeted, Jeff Petrie said he was one of the best coaches he ever had. The one thing that I would say is that Ralph Krueger never got results. And you could say the two teams he's coached, the Oilers and the Sabres, are remarkably bad. And they were remarkably flawed teams. And I think I would give you that. However, you got to be able to do something with nothing. If you're into that job, if you're taking the Edmonton job at that point, the 2012 Oilers or wherever it was, right after Dallas Eakins, or you're taking the Sabres job currently, you have to be able to show some sort of growth. When Mike Babcock, for all of his faults, when he took over the Toronto Maple Leafs, you saw the difference. You saw the difference instantly from the first game, and they finished last place, but it was a strong last place. It was remarkably not depressing to watch.
It was like a historically
ever.
Yeah, 69 points for a last place team is actually quite nice.
Very nice. And they played well. There was growth in certain players that were going to be key to the franchise moving forward. He really ran Morgan Rielly through the ringer. Morgan had a tough year, but was better the next year, much, much better. Nazem Kadri gave him a ton of responsibility. He was snake bitten, couldn't score, but wow, was he ever a useful player, obviously, going forward. And both of those guys really had marked improvements after that and really played great that year.
Here's what you're missing. You're missing something very key, though.
What am I missing? Give me.
This team doesn't mean to suck. This team doesn't mean to be rebuilding. They're bad by accident. That's the problem.
This is Peter Horacek.
It's 6 years removed from tanking for McDavid.
Yeah,
you should have figured it out when you were going for the number one overall pick, and then 6 years later in there, you should have completed the rebuild.
And as a Sabres fan, you sit through that. You sit through the McEichel draft and the McEichel tank. You sit through that going, well, at the end of the tunnel, geez, we have a 1 in 5 shot at getting McDavid. And if we don't do that, we fall ass backwards into Eichel. This is great. What do Sabres fans have to look forward to right now? Mm-hmm. And what I will say in defense of Ralph Krueger is the following. Taylor Hall, Riley Sheehan, Tage Thompson, Tobias Reeder, Eric Stahl, Sam Reinhart, Victor Olofsson, Cody Eakin, Kyle Okposo, Jeff Skinner, Curtis Lazar, Casey Middlestat. That sucks. Let me continue. Yes, I know there are injuries before you yell at me. On defense, Brandon Davidson, Rasmus Ristolainen, Rasmus Dahlin, Colin Miller, Henry Okiawaru, Brandon Montour. That sucks. Goaltending. Jonas Johansson, Carter Hutton. That sucks. No coach is doing shit with this. Now, why is Jeff Skinner this bad? That's weird. Why is Taylor Hall this bad? That's weird. But Taylor Hall, Riley Shea, and Tage Thompson, according to dailyfaceoff.com, is the Sabres' top line. They have fewer combined points this season than the VC Spezza Boyd fourth line of the Leafs. Oh. That's not good enough. Jesus Lord. The Reeder, Stahl, Reinhart line, I want to say the night before was Olofsson, Stahl, Reinhart. Oh God. Like, should that be the top line then? It's just so bad. Like, who is it? Don Granato?
Yep.
What's he going to do with this, man? I may be being a little overdramatic with how bad the lineup is, and ultimately they're injured, but they're that bad and they're not getting saves. They have Allmark in. They're certainly not on a 12-game losing streak. They're probably still not very good, but they're not on a 12-game losing streak, and Ralph Krueger still probably has his job. Goalies keep coaches employed, and they get them fired sometimes when they're not even there. Oh, God, what a mess. And I'm looking. Tage Thompson was a giant piece of the return for Ryan O'Reilly. Casey Middlestad was a top 10 pick. What a freaking mess.
You know what I found a little like really concerning in the whole thing was that when Kevin Adams took over, he had zero experience as an NHL general manager. And then now he's fired Krueger and he's put into place Dan Granato, who has zero experience as an NHL head coach. And it seems like in this organization, there's just a lack of experience from the top down, and nobody can get control of the reins. And it's just a horse that's out of control. And I don't see anything coming down that's going to kind of stop it unless once again, the entire organization is remodeled. And how many times are you going to keep doing that?
And it comes back to where's the hope?
Right.
That's how you sell tickets now, is hope. And I don't know how they would do that.
But there isn't any.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like the Leafs were at least selling on hope. There's no hope.
The 14-15 Sabres, you go, okay, take a look at the best ones. Whoever the best ones are, they're going to be playing with Eichel next year. Or McDavid. And so you go, oh, okay, and you go there. And when I was watching those bad Leaf teams, I knew what I was watching. And I certainly didn't expect them to win, but I just wanted to see, I wonder if Tobias Lindbergh is going to do well tonight. You know, like that. It was fun watching that. And we would get excited
it's an experiment. It's a science experiment. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're tinkering and it's it's the process. People make fun of that word.
Will Peter Holland score tonight?
Oh,
yeah.
On Carter the top Ashton? Line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carter Ashton. My goodness. Former first round pick, Jesse.
There you go.
Like and so was Peter Holland. And Taylor Hall. We looked at it with that experiment. If I'm a Sabres fan, I'm looking at this roster going, God damn it. They frigging suck, man. They suck. It's not good enough. Where was I going to go with that? Oh, Kevin Adams. Bless his soul.
Tries hard.
Dude.
Loves the game.
Am I naive to say you can put very little of this on him?
No, I don't think you are. He inherited this.
He was put in a position to fail. You know?
Yes.
But he knew that.
Yeah. But during his press conference, he said, it starts with me. No, it extraordinarily doesn't. But bless you for saying it. He goes, I need to be better. Coaching needs to be better. Scouting needs to be better. And when he said that, to me, that was his like blinking Morse code saying, help me, when he said the scouting needs to be better. The Sabres fired them all. Yeah, it needs to be better. There aren't any. It's ownership. It's ownership. And listen, what I would say to the owners is you're wasting your money. Get out of your own way. This is what I say to every ownership group who does a bad job at their hockey team. This isn't the first time I've given this little eulogy here. Get out of the way. Mm-hmm. Hire a president of hockey operations to help Kevin Adams, or at very least an assistant general manager or an assistant to the general manager. Hire a couple freaking scouts. Hire someone whose sole job it is to make sure the alumni aren't wearing jerseys with misspelled names, man. Like the easiest base level stuff. Like Brian Burke, I think, is the perfect president of hockey operations. People talk about his ideas about this and that. No, you're getting it wrong. Whenever he comes on this show or any other show, he's talking about ticket sales. When he was talking about, did you see the Hey Berkey episode where he was talking about Vancouver had an opportunity to get Wayne Gretzky?
Yes, Kirk McLean and Greg Adams in the first round pick. Yeah, it was great.
And I would have had to jack tickets up from $30 to $35, and I just couldn't make it work. And he's into the business. He's into managing egos, talking to ownership, saying, we need this. We can do this. We can't do that. This will be difficult, but we can do it, et cetera, et cetera. It should be Kevin Adams' job and his staff. I don't even know if he has a staff. It should be his job and his staff's job to be making phone calls around the league and analyzing the hockey team and how to make it better. And then there should be somebody to just say to the Pagulas, here's what's happening. Here's what's not happening. That's a great idea. Here's why it might not work. That's a bad idea. Here's why it won't work. You know what I mean? Like they're naked. What's Kevin Adams supposed to do? What's the new coach supposed to do? What's anybody involved supposed to do? What, are you going to fix this team in free agency? Fucking who's going to Buffalo? Dude, it's a mess. You got to show everyone why it won't be a mess next year. The answer is to hire a president of hockey operations.
Oh, yeah.
That's to me, it's the only solution I see.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you can afford to pay Ralph Krueger, is it $3.75 million? You can afford a president of hockey ops.
I need to know who Ralph Krueger's agent is.
No kidding. I want to hire him.
How many NHL games as a head coach did he have under his belt when he negotiated that? Hi, I've decided I'm leaving soccer. Can I coach another sport for nearly $4 million, please? And the Sabres said yes. And I don't even know if he was good at it because of the team that they gave him. I think the number one way you get players to stay in Buffalo and to come to Buffalo is you hire a president of hockey ops or whatever the frig you want to call them as your flag in the sand that, hey, we've calmed down a bit and we're going to take a step back. We're going to take a step back and we're going to let you do your jobs.
Who's the guy or gal?
Man, I don't care. I mean, it should be someone, okay, people are going to roll their eyes. I don't care. Someone like Jim Rutherford. Someone old
and
leathery, lots of experience, and will tell you off. I think that's part of the reason he's not in Pittsburgh anymore. The sort of guy who can have an argument with management and go right back to them and go, what are you going to do? Fire me?
Who suggested Mike Babcock last episode?
As president of hockey ops?
I said to coach
the Sabres.
I did.
Yeah. Is that still a good idea?
No, now you're making Kevin Adams' job harder.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Adams' job is he's going to be bringing in players and going, hey, these guys are good. And Babcock will let him know whether he's right or wrong.
What did we just talk about?
The hierarchy.
What did we just talk about? How great the 14-15 Leafs were.
No, they were terrible. 16-17.
No. How great a job Babcock did of rebuilding that team. You know,
I think he did a great job in that season. I think he did.
I think
Buffalo brings him in. He does a great job with this core, whipping them into shape, builds up a new team, and then you fire them when they're ready to win.
I got a question.
They still finished last, man. Like
that's the goal.